Should we be more worried about the effects of electromagnetic radiation, Wi-Fi, electrosmog, I think it's called sometimes, on our own cells?
I'm very glad you asked me that. I think that there are very real effects of these Wi-Fi and cell phone, even in the signal range that we use for communications. And I think it is doing a disservice to ourselves to ignore this. Obviously, it's not dangerous to the most people, because if it had been, epidemiology would have shown it. There's no evidence that the vast majority of people are at risk. However, I've dealt with some individuals who really are sensitive to the extent that they have violent physical reactions to this kind of electrosmog, Wi-Fi, and so on. And I've seen how they're treated by the medical community as crackpots, as, get off your butt. You're just imagining your symptoms. I've seen a lot of this. And I can tell you that there are real physiological changes in your cells to exposure to these kinds of signals. It's a change in reactive oxygen. It's not dangerous to most people. But what about if you have someone who's immunocompromised? What about if you have somebody who has already a huge level of stress due to other factors? What if you have somebody who is just genetically deficient in antioxidants? All of these things could lead to diminished tolerance. The person we dealt with, he was hospitalized recently. I mean, we wrote a paper on him. We found there was an increase in his autoimmune antibodies to oxidized lipids. So he had an excess of antibodies to his own oxidized lipids. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I can't say that's the reason for his problem, but it's a 40-fold excess. This guy is sensitive to these things. He has reactions that look like allergic reactions, and yet no immunologist would look at him. So my criticism there is that just because the explanation has not yet been exposed, there is clearly physiological effects of all these signals, and medical doctors need to look at that. A really impassioned plea there. Look at it. Not in a way to, ban cell phones or something like that, but look at what's going on and identify people who may be at risk and take appropriate measures.